In this lesson, we're going to continue our lesson on equations of lines and transformations. So you were supposed to solve for question number 2 yourself. So we are just going to take up those answers. So this time our line was going through 5, -2, and 10, -4. So I calculated my slope to be -2 over 5. It did not need to be reduced. There was nothing that divides into -2 and 5 other than a 1. My y-intercept worked out to be 0. So I used my slope of -2/5, and then I chose the point 5 and -2. You would get the same answer if you picked the 10 and -4. My equation was then y equals -2/5 x plus 0, although you could not write the 0 and just say it is -2/5 x. It asked me to graph the line. So I took the y-intercept of 0, I marked that on the graph, and then my slope is going down 2 and then to the right 5. So I went 2 squares down, 5 squares to the right, 2 squares down, 5 squares to the right. And then I reversed it going the other way. It asked if this is increasing or decreasing. The line is going down, so it is decreasing. And then it asked us to move that line down 4. So I took every point on this line and I moved it straight down 4 squares. And I redrew my new line. And then it asked for the x-intercept, y-intercept, slope, and equation. So my x-intercept was -10. The y-intercept is -4. Our slope is down 2 and over 5. And then my equation was y equals -2 over 5x minus 4. So in order for us to move forward and do the next section, we want to think about what we saw in the first example and this example. So our question here on the next page says, how does moving a line up or down change the equation of the line? So we're just going to go back and quickly take a look at the first example. So my original line was y equals 1/3 x minus 1. And then when we moved it up 6, we ended up at y equals 1/3 x plus 5. So if I look at the two of them, the slope is 1/3 in both of them, but the y-intercept is different. We went from -1 to +5. And I don't know if you noticed, but -1 plus 6, because we were moving up 6, does equal 5. If I look at the example that you did on your own, our equation was y equals -2/5 x plus 0. And when I took that and moved it down 4, we had y equals -2/5 x minus 4. So the slope, -2/5, was the same for both, but the y-intercepts were different. And if I take 0 and we go down 4, so I subtract 4, 0 take away 4 is -4. So the thing that changed in our equation was the y-intercept. So how does moving a line up or down change the equation? The y-intercept changes. However, the slope did not change, it stayed the same. The lines were actually, I'll put that back in a second, parallel, right? They are evenly spaced, they have the same slope. So the y-intercept is the part that changes here. So we have two questions, one that we are going to do together, and then one that you are going to try on your own. So it says, the line y equals 7x minus 3 is moved up 10. State the new equation of the line. So we just said that it's the y-intercept that is going to change. So if I'm looking at this line, the slope, or m, is currently 7, and our y-intercept, or b, is currently minus 3. So when I go to do the equation of my new line, and I'm trying to find the slope and the y-intercept, the slope should be the same, it shouldn't change, but the y-intercept, we're going to take negative 3, and we're going to add 10 because we're going up 10. If I was going down 10, I would subtract 10. But because we're going up, I would add. So negative 3 plus 10 is also 7. So my equation should be y equals 7x plus 7. All right, I would like you to try question number 5, and then we will check in on that one on our next video.